In this video, we're going to discuss the Inventory Store Settings tab. Now, this is an extremely important one to understand, and there are lots of features and functions on this page that you may or may not use. Now, to get to it, first off, we're going to click the Settings link, like we do for any of the other tabs. We're going to then click the Inventory tab, and we're going to scroll down here, see what we have to work with. Okay, now the first and most important field probably in the whole store configuration is whether or not you want to show parts that have nothing in stock. And the way that you do that is you would turn on or off this option. So we call it inventory tracking. So if I turn it off, every part that I look up in the catalog is going to automatically get a fake stock of 9999. Okay, which basically means you're going to communicate to your buyer, the consumer, that every single part in the catalog is available for sale. If you only want to sell the parts that you have in stock, in other words, where stock is greater than 0, okay, we turn this box on. And it's that simple. You would hit save and you'd be good to go. Now, the next box, show out of stock items. Okay, now this is an interesting one. We've had several customers who say, you know, I only want to sell what I have in stock, but I want to show the customer that if there's 20 parts available in a given category or subcategory or even part type, they want to show all the different parts they actually have in the catalog, but hide the buy button. The way to do that is to use this feature, show out of stock items. Now, our system does work with many different catalog sources, so it's important that you roll over this question mark and you see basically which values are valid here. Now, if you're a WHI eBay customer and you're selling the aftermarket parts and you want to show the items from the catalog that you don't have in stock but you want to hide the buy button, then you enter in WHD. Now, let's say you're a WHI customer and you're selling from the OE catalog, okay, and you also sell from the WHD catalog. Well, you can enter in OEC. So notice you can put in multiple what we call catalog supplier IDs, or SUP for short. Now you'll see these values WHD and OEC throughout the system as you start diving into it. And basically what they represent are the remote catalog or third-party catalog source. Okay? Now, the next field, show quantity on hand. If you leave this blank, we're basically going to say to the consumer on the search result page, available or not available. But if I type in true, it'll actually it will actually display the actual quantity available. Now, the next option here, display quote links. If this is off, and the other settings are the way they are, that you see on the page here, if an item is out of stock, you're just going to see basically nothing in the buy button area box. But if you turn this on and you're out of stock, we'll have a link that'll say, click here for a quote. So as you can see here, display quote links. Now, if the buyer clicks that link, basically the system will generate a special order page which they fill out. It's got a place for their name, address, email address, and the part number, of course, that wasn't available. Okay, do not update product file from the feed. All right. Now, if we put a true in here, what that's basically telling you is, and this is a little bit confusing, is every single time the system does a stock check or a catalog lookup, the system will insert the results into your product file. Okay? Now we'll talk about product maintenance in a different video. But the point is if you don't want to do that because you don't want the catalog to populate your product file because you want to manage your product file, the way that you would get that behavior to stop is to put true in this box. Okay? Now, hide stock info, you can pretty much imagine what that does. That's going to hide whether or not the item is available or not available or show the quantity on hand. It'll just show nothing. All right. This feature here, auto create SKUs on each lookup. Well, if you type a true here, the system will generate a part number and hide the manufacturer or OE part number, which is a popular feature with car dealers who don't want to show the OE numbers. Basically make it harder to price shop what comes up at their website at their competitors. Okay, now fields like inventory insertion rule, use CS quantity, I would call these advanced settings, which are probably beyond the scope of this video. So you don't need to worry about them. They're usually left blank, and we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to say thanks for watching the video.